So now we'll get into the lines, leaders, and tippet required for a trip to Patagonia. So as I mentioned, you're fishing mostly 5-weight through 7-weight, with 6 being that go-to sweet spot do-it-all rod. So we'll start with the lines. Floating lines are going to be the most commonly used. Again, you're fishing a lot of dry flies, dry droppers. So a general all-around, all-purpose floating fly line is going to be my top recommendation. And then for those streamer days or bigger water where you want to fish streamers, I do like to have a sink tip in a 6 or a 7-weight, depending on what rod you bring. That's going to have you covered from the dry fly fishing to the subsurface streamer fishing. For leaders, I would say you want to bring at least 2 3-packs. And depending on where you're going, the size will vary. But I would say overall, the 9-foot 3X leader is the most versatile for Patagonia. Oftentimes you're fishing 3X to the dry fly or 3X to the nymph. And then if you needed to extend it and go to 4X in a more technical, or if the fish is getting picky, you can add on some 4X to a 3X leader. And then on the other side, if you wanted to clip it back and make it a streamer leader, you can do so. So when I am traveling, I usually bring 2 or 3 3-packs of 3X, and I can modify them up or down from there. If you want, you could also bring a pack of 4X and a pack of 2X, and that would have you covered without having to really modify much. So if you're dry fly fishing, you got your 3X. If you're on a spring creek, fish are a little bit more picky, requires a little bit more delicate, stealthy presentation, you got your 4X. And then on a streamer day, you got a 2X leader. Lastly, for the tippet, I like to have the full range of 0X through 5X or even 6X. Very, very rare to fish 6X in Patagonia, but having 0X through 5X is going to cover you in every situation you can run into, from a huge articulated streamer down to a size 18 dry fly to a picky fish on a spring creek. And then another important thing to bring on any trip is the fly line cleaners. These are really useful, especially when you're wading or there's mud all over the line. Each day I like to run my line through this. It's going to keep it floating well or sinking well, just performing how it should. So these are good and worth having on any trip. So on any trip, I like to check my equipment before I go. If you've been fishing a line for 2 or 3 years, or you can't remember when you bought your tippet, probably time to upgrade. Having newer lines and tippet will perform better. The tippet specifically will be stronger. You can have more confidence in it. So just make sure that you're bringing quality gear onto this trip where you're looking for potentially a fish of a lifetime.